The office Christmas party was supposed to be a simple night of fun. My wife, Lisa, had been talking about it for weeks. She loved her job in marketing, and she made sure I knew how important this event was. She even suggested I come along, which surprised me. Usually, she liked to keep her work and personal life separate. "It'll be fun," she said, smiling as she adjusted her dress. "Besides, you should finally meet my boss. He's really great." So, I went. I put on a suit, smiled, and told myself not to overthink things. The ballroom was decorated with lights, music was playing, and people were laughing with glasses of champagne in hand. At first, it felt normal. Lisa introduced me to her coworkers, and everyone seemed polite. Then she introduced me to Greg, her boss. Greg was confident, maybe too confident. He had that slick, charming type of personality that always rubbed me the wrong way. He laughed too loudly at Lisa's jokes, stood too close when he spoke to her, and let his hand linger on her arm longer than was necessary. I brushed it off. I didn't want to be the jealous husband. But as the night went on, I noticed Lisa kept disappearing. First, she went to the restroom and came back after 15 minutes. Then she said she was getting fresh air, but she was gone nearly half an hour. By the third time, my gut screamed that something was wrong. I excused myself and walked down the hallway, checking the side rooms. That's when I heard it, low laughter and whispers from one of the offices. My stomach tightened. I pushed the door open slightly and my heart nearly stopped. Lisa, my wife, with Greg. They weren't talking, they were kissing, her blouse undone, his hands pulling her closer like it was the most natural thing in the world. My head spun. 20 years of marriage, kids, a home, all our memories, and this was how she repaid me? At a Christmas party? I shoved the door wide open. The sound echoed like a gunshot. Lisa froze, lipstick smeared, eyes wide with terror. Greg stumbled back, his face drained of color. "What the hell is this?" My voice shook, but it was loud enough to make both of them flinch. Lisa stammered, "It's not what you think." "Don't insult me," I snapped. "I saw everything." Greg tried to speak, but I cut him off with a glare that could have killed. "You're her boss, right? The respectable professional leader? You've just destroyed a marriage in the back of an office during a Christmas party." Lisa reached for me, tears already streaming. "Please, I didn't mean for this to happen. It was a mistake." "A mistake?" I laughed bitterly. "Dropping a glass is a mistake. Cheating on your husband with your boss while drunk on eggnog is a choice." I turned and walked back into the ballroom, Lisa following me, whispering frantically for me not to make a scene. But I was beyond caring. I walked straight up to the DJ's microphone and grabbed it. The crowd went quiet as I spoke. "Ladies and gentlemen," I said, voice steady now, "I'd like to make an announcement. While you've all been celebrating tonight, I just found my wife, Lisa, in a back office, cheating with her boss, Greg." Gasps rippled through the crowd. Heads turned. Lisa's coworkers stared at her in disbelief. Greg stood frozen in the doorway, his face a mask of humiliation. I set the microphone down, adjusted my jacket, and walked out without another word. The next morning, I packed a bag and filed for divorce. Lisa showed up at the house hours later, mascara streaked down her face, begging for forgiveness. She swore it meant nothing and that she'd made a mistake. But all I could see was her, pressed against Greg in that office. There was no going back. In the weeks that followed, everything collapsed for her. HR launched an investigation. Greg's career took a hit, and Lisa's reputation in the company was destroyed. She lost her job soon after, and her desperate apologies only sounded emptier with every call and text. As for me, I realized I deserved better. 20 years of loyalty didn't mean I owed her my self-respect. I walked away with my dignity, ready to rebuild a life without lies. And every Christmas since, I've reminded myself, sometimes the best gift you can give yourself is freedom from betrayal. If you liked the video, please subscribe and turn on notifications.